Hey guys, welcome to this updated Prankits deck profile. Today I will be showing you the infinite negate Prankits combo. So let's just get right into it. So first of all, 3 copies of each of the Prankits. Pretty basic, pretty standard. You need 3 copies of each of them. Roxy is especially important for the combo, and the others don't really matter. Then 12 copies of polymerization. Um, 12 copies just because of the fact that you want to maximize your probability, like that you open up with 2 prankets and the polymerization. You don't really have a way of searching out the prankets except for prankets plays and terraforming. So you just want to get your polymerization. So that's the reason why you are on 12 polymerization copies. If invocation is too expensive, you can alternatively always play Lunalight Black Sheep, because its effect lets you add a polymerization from a deck to your hand. Then 2 Pandemonium. Enhance where you don't draw Roxy's and draw only 2 Prankets. Pandemonium is really good. You can also search out Pandemonium with Doodle Doodle Doo. Yeah. Um, so sometimes you won't be able to pull off your infinite negate combo, and yeah, that's the reason why you play 2 copies of Pandemonium, because 1 is just too less and 3 is too much. You don't really want to see it that much in your hand, so 2 is, in my opinion, the best, like the best ratio. Then 1 Prankets Pranks, 1 copy you need it for your infinite negate combo. Yeah, I don't recommend you play 2 or 3 copies of this one. Then 3 plays and 1 terraforming. As I mentioned previously, you have no way of searching of your prankets except with plays and terraforming. So you really want to get to your Roxys to your infinite negate combo, so that's the reason why you run 3 plays and 1 terraforming. Alternatively, you can also play something like set rotation, but then there is a probability, there is like a chance that you break if you run that. So this is fine in my opinion. Then 1 Monster Reborn, really good card in this deck, just a staple. 1 Pot of Everest, although it's unlimited, I think 1 copy is still the best. Ratio 3 copies is too much, you don't really want to see it in your starting hand, or multiple copies of it in your starting hand. Yeah, so 1 is really good in this deck just because of the fact that you can recycle your Prankets late game. So yeah. 1 Prankets plan, mainly to recycle your monsters, also for fancies, as a target for fancies. And then, yeah, that's it with the main deck. And then we have some combo pieces: 1 Apex Avian, 1 Thunderbird, 1 Singing Lanius, 1 Rank Up Magic, and 2 Zephyros. 2 Zephyros. You could alternatively play like the third. Oops, I'm sorry. The third copy. If you draw this, it's basically game over. You cannot resolve your combo, so it's really important to play at least 2, and even the third copy can sometimes help you out. Yeah, I just left it out in this case just for the sake of the deck, like for the sake of the deck being like 40 cards, but I would recommend you playing the third copy. Then side deck, I don't really have a side deck for this deck. There are some options here to consider for the main deck. So 3 Called by the Grave. Hand traps kill you, basically. If they have like an Ash Blossom, a Droll, and Lockbird, even a DD Crow, you cannot resolve your Infinite Negate combo, so you could choose to play Called by the Grave in your main deck. But you don't really have to. Yeah. Then Lunalight Black Sheep, just in case you don't have Invocation, or you don't want to spend $120, I think, for the playset, just to play Prankets. It's understandable, so yeah. Then 1 Upstart Goblin for consistency issues, like if you had an Upstart Goblin, you could cut Pot of Everest or cut Monster Reborn. Yeah, or you could just play Upstart Goblin and then 41 cards, that's also fine. Then some players choose to play the Predator Plant package. I don't. The main issue with this is that you have to send 1 monster from your hand to the graveyard. and let's say you draw 2 Prankits and you only have like 12 Prankits in your main deck, and then you draw 2 Prankits and this one, and like the Scorpio, then if you normal summon this one out, you have to discard the Prankits monster, so um, I don't like it. But of course you can play this, and then with the Cobra you can go into like Cherubinir or rank 3 plays, and then of course search your Instant Fusion or search your Polymerization. Yeah. And then one Instant Fusion. Previously this card was really broken in this deck, but now that it's limited, I don't see a reason why you would play it. At least not in this version. Of course, in normal brackets, you would and you should play Instant Fusion, but not in this version. I don't recommend it. Then the extra deck 2 do. You need 1 for your combo, and then the other one is nice to have. 1 Boa Bark, only 1 because your extra deck is really tight, and yeah, you don't really go into this one. Like, I usually make Boa Bark in 1 out of 8 or 9 games, so yeah. 2 Rocket Ride. You need 1 for your combo, and the second one is just as nice to have. Like, it's nice to have as an option. No third copy because you have no space, and Instant Fusion is limited, so you don't play Instant Fusion. Because previously Rocket Ride was a really great Instant Fusion card. Yeah. 1 Weather Washer, same as Boa Bark. You don't really go into this, it's just there as an option. And 1 Battle Butler, not the I don't play the Rip Roaring Roaster, I think it is called. Yeah, here, there it is. I don't play this one anymore because it's much easier to go into this in your opponent's turn with Pandemonium. Just because of the fact that you can search out Pandemonium with do and then go into this in your opponent's turn and special summon out 4 Prankets from a deck with the effect of each of them. 3. Of course, 3. Yeah, and its effect is much more viable, I think. Quick effect Raigeki is better than quick effect Harpy's Feather Duster, and its floating effect is also really nice. You can just Monster Reborn any card from your graveyard. Yeah, that's why I prefer it to this one. Then to the combo pieces, 2 Force Tricks, 1 Wise Tricks, 1 Infinity. Classic, like standard Raptor package, nothing unusual there. Then 1 Simorgh, 1 Unicorn, 1 IPMS Green, and 1 Avramax. And that's like the infinite negate combo there. So that's it with the deck list, and let's get into the combo right now. So here we are back at it again. Yeah, I will now show you the usual combo you do. First of all, this the starting hand. I can fast forward a little bit. Fusion Sage for polymerization, terraforming for place, and then with place you need Roxy's. Now this is where the fun begins. Polymerization, those two into Rocket Ride. Trigger both effects, especially summon out the ones that you didn't use, in my case Fancies and Dropsies. Then afterwards link off those two for do, then trigger those 2 effects. And then of course with do you wanna add Prankets Pranks to your hand. Special summon out 2 Roxy's, it's very important. Overlay them into a Force Tricks. Force Tricks is generic, so you can use whatever rank level 4 monsters you want. Trigger Force Tricks effect, add Singing Lanius, and then special summon out Singing Lanius. Link off those 2 into Wise Tricks. It requires 2 Dark Winged Beast monster, so we fulfill that condition. Trigger Wise Tricks effect, special summon out Zephyros. It's important that you keep in mind that this cannot be used as a link material, so you can only get rid of it if you use it as an for Xyz material, for instance. Yeah. Trigger Rocket Ride's effect, special summon out Roxy's and Lampsies. It's important that you summon Lampsies, you will see in a second why. Overlay those 2 into the second copy of Force Tricks, and then activate Force Tricks effect to add Zephyros to your hand. This is why you have to play 2 Zephyros and optionally a 3rd copy, because if you drew the Zephyros in your starting hand, you wouldn't be able to resolve Force Tricks effect, and if you didn't resolve its effect, you wouldn't be able to search off your rank up magic, and then you wouldn't be able to get out Cyber Dragon Infinity. And Cyber Dragon Infinity is crucial for your end board. Link of those two into Simorgh. It requires 2 plus monsters, including the winged beast monster, so we fulfill that condition. Activate Pranket's Pranks. Discard the card in your hand, special summon out token. The token is Fire and Pyro type, which is the same as Lampsey, so that's the reason why you summon out Lampseys. Use the token on Lampseys for a Union Carrier. It requires 2 monsters with the same type or attribute. So that's why we summoned out Lampseys previously. So trigger Union Carrier's effect. Attach a Mist Valley Thunderbird to either Samorg or Subdragon Infinity. Doesn't really matter. Of course, if you attach it to Infinity, your opponent can maybe go into this Chimera Tech Fortress, but if you attach it to Samorg, he or she could, of course, go into Chimera Tech Mega Fleet Dragon. That happened to me once. So yeah. Then we want to trigger off Zephyros, and then special summon him, and then link off those two for IPMS Arena. It requires 2 non-link monsters. The reason why we summon out IPMS Arena is because we cannot use Union Carrier in the turn it was link summoned as a link material. So that's the reason why we summon out IPMS Arena. And yeah, in the end phase, Simorgh will trigger special summoning out Apex Avian. With pranks, you can recycle 3 Prankets cards and then draw 1. Additionally, keep in mind that that we didn't normal summon in that turn, so you could alternatively like normal summon this or set this. So yeah, whatever. And then in your opponent's turn, you link off those two for an Evermax. So that's it. That's the Infinite Negate combo. Like, we have Infinite Negate with Apex Avian, and the reason why we need Infinity is that this is once per chain. So your opponent can bait out its Negate with something and then try to get rid of this with something like a Ghost Ogre or anything else. That's the reason why you special summon out Infinity to protect this. Your opponent cannot attack anything except for Evermax, and I don't like if they kaiju something, you still have 3 very potent, very strong monsters on the field left. I think the only way to get through this is like with hand traps, like them interrupting you, or with like a sphere mode. But in that case, it's always GG. It doesn't matter which version of Prankets you play. Like if you play the normal Prankets version with where you don't go Infinite Negate, where you don't do the Infinite Negate combo, you would have still lost to a Nibiru because Prankets get destroyed by Nibiru, get destroyed by hand traps. Yeah, that's the reason why I think that this version is far more superior to the normal Prankets version. It's fairly consistent too. I did around 100 test stands that I will edit in later on. So I will speed them up so you can stop at any time and then determine for yourself whether the hand is playable or not. Yeah, it's fairly consistent. It has like 70% of like there's a 70% chance that your hand is playable, and if your hand is playable, there is like a 60 to 65% chance that you do the Infinite Negate combo, and even if you don't, you resolve your normal Prankets plays with like a Battle Butler and then yeah, with a quick effect Raigeki in their turn. So yeah, I do think that this deck is really fun. I mean, it catches a lot of people off guard. Nobody really expects Prankets to do the Infinite Negate combo. Like when I was testing the deck, a lot of the people were surprised that I was able to do the Infinite Negate combo with Prankets. Yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, consider subscribing, and share this with your friends. I will see you in the next one. Bye.